If it don't fall, it means it's good.
23 GMC Denali.
A lot of people are afraid just to take apart a new truck. You know, I wanted a dual wheel, but couldn't find it. The advantage of having a custom shop, we're gonna make one. Our 52 wreckers come a long, long way. You know, I've never built a wrecker boom before. I kind of want something that goes with that 1952 era, but still kind of looks hot rodding.
Every time we add a piece to this truck, it just keeps getting cooler and cooler.
I want to lift it. I want to make it super tall. Probably can't go through the drive-thrus anymore.
12-inch lift, you're not gonna be able to go through drive-thrus anyways.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
Our 52 wrecker, our show truck, tow truck, you know, has come a long, long way. But we're come to the point of actually building a wrecker boom for the back. To be honest, I've never built anything like that before. So I came over to my friend of mine's shop, you know, see my boy Ryan. What's up, man?
How you doing, Bill?
To see if I can kind of look around and get some inspiration to build a really cool, unique boom that goes with this record. We're building a wrecker, a custom wrecker at the shop. The old school, it's a 1952 Chevy.
Wow.
So we're turning it into a cool, custom hot rod wrecker.
Badass. The guys in the wrecker industry are a niche industry, and they would love to see you do something pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be real cool, man. I got some ideas in my head, but I need a custom wrecker boom for it. And if I need a wrecker part, you the man.
Hey, you don't want to buy one?
Man, it'd probably save a lot of time if I bought one from you to put on the truck, but I think taking a modern boom and trying to put it on the back of this wrecker isn't the way to go.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I kind of want more of the custom look, you know, something that goes with that 1952 era, but still kind of looks hot roddy.
Cool, cool.
So, do you have any booms or anything I can kind of look at just to kind of see how it all operates? You know, I've never really paid attention to one before, so I kind of want to see, like, the inner workings of it.
Well, we got plenty of booms around here to look at, get your ideas flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you make yourself at home, wander around, and I'll catch up to you here in a little bit.
Cool, cool. Thank you.
All right, man.
The boom, sling, and everything, that's what makes a wrecker. You know, getting that right is going to be key to this whole build. You know, getting the proportions right, getting the style looking and matching the same style as the rest of the truck. I've never built a wrecker boom before. I've seen them driving down the road back and forth, you know, hauling a car, but I've never actually put my hands on one. And there's all kind of stuff I want to look at. Sometimes when you're doing a project, you just got to go out and see what else is available. And looking at their ideas is going to inspire new ideas to build something really cool. And that's exactly what happened today. My ideas are in there. Going back to the shop, we're going to put those to use.
So, that engine's coming in, finally.
For which one?
For the blue truck that's out back.
Which blue one?
The one that doesn't have the engine.
But that one, okay.
So we got a lot of work going, but I see that tow truck's coming along pretty good.
I'm really confident in the place we're at now. We're building pretty much everything from scratch. I mean, the only thing factory is the cab and front end. We built a totally custom frame, built a totally custom bed. The next step is building a boom for it. You know, I've never built a wrecker boom before. I think I got a good idea how to do it, though. I'm gonna lay it out on the table, make a template, and then give that to Jesse to burn out. And then we're gonna box it all in. So it has a nice shape to it coming off the bed, going all the way back. You know, design it so it flows really well. Not just two pipes sticking out of the back of the truck like the old school records are. We can't
Yeah.
have that. Once all that is made and built, you know, the next thing is the sling. That's gonna be like a focal point of the whole rear of the truck, because, you know, you're gonna see that front and center, so you gotta spend a little time coming up with something that looks really, really cool.
Yeah, that'll make it look like the tow truck.
Yeah.
Then it'll be done.
No, not by a long shot. Man, there is a lot of work still gotta be done. Finishing up all the metal work on the bed itself, you know, put the fenders on, running boards, make sure they tie in, and then it's off to powder coat.
So I still gotta order more parts.
Definitely, definitely. We're gonna start making the layout for the boom of the record truck. Man, I'm kind of liking that. So I'm gonna play with a couple different ideas, get some different angles. We don't have anything there, really anything to go by, so my plan is just to come up with something real cool looking. I'm not really trying to stick with any vintage era, anything like that. At the end of the day, what we want is just something that looked like a cool hot rod that just happens to be a record. I'm gonna take this chipboard over here, throw it on Jesse's table, let him get after it.
It's just like any other drawing to bring me, but this one's just like a whole lot longer and bigger this time. So I'm gonna do the same thing as always. I'm gonna draw my big box around it and just get all my construction lines, get all my little curves that I have to get in here, put it in the computer and just cut it out.
He's gonna burn it out of 3/16 plate, so everything's nice and strong and stays fairly straight when we weld it and grind it. Then we're gonna cap it all the way around, so it's gonna replicate like a rectangle tubing, but with some cool styling to it.
Got this last piece for you. All and ready to go.
Come this way. Back. Right. Okay, so now I got these two pieces together. Now you can see what's coming up to be just one solid piece. So now we're just gonna fill it in with 2.5 flat bar all the way down. From here, I just gotta put in the flat bar and kind of shape it as it goes. Start tacking it, and from there, just gotta fill it in. Okay, got everything tacked in now on this side. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same exact same thing. It will be a complete, just one piece solid.
Then you can see now how everything is really starting to take shape, man. I love how it's looking. The guys did a great job getting a head start for us, you know, having it all welded together, sanded. You know, all we had to do is cap the ends, which is awesome. We can continue rolling. You know, we got all the plates boxed in, welded, sanded. You know, looks really good. It's really gonna go with the flow of the whole truck. So now what we're gonna do is connect it. We're gonna mount the wheel on the front where the cable actually spins through. And on the back, we're gonna have the DOM welded in place where it's gonna pivot. Well, buddy, it's up to you to make this look good. You know, once that's all done, we're gonna take it over to the truck, weld it in place, and man, that's a wrap for the back of the truck. We will start with the square.
I went across this morning to take a peek at the wrecker and shouldn't have walked in, because when I walked in, I was voluntold and walked out with a project. Bill gave me a template to work with. He wants me to make the sling out of aluminum, so I'm just gonna take this template, work it into the computer, get it all drawn out, and we'll let the machine do all the work. Next step, I'm gonna get a piece of MDF, put it in the router, run a test cut just to make sure everything's right and everything's the way we want it. See what they look like. Price of aluminum, we don't want to screw it up. Everything works good. I like the way it's going to cut, so let's get some aluminum in the machine, get it loaded up, and start cutting. Not bad. Bill has the overall vision of these vehicles, you know, and he adds these little bits of flair here and there and does his thing. But every now and then, he gives me the opportunity to put my little piece on it. You know, this all started flat, 2D, really not even knowing what he was after until I made the first prototype. Then from there, ideas were endless. We were able to actually really put some time and effort into this and make something that's really cool, something that will really stand out on the back of the truck.
Man, I love how this bed's coming together on the old record here. But, you know, like every record, it's gonna need a light bar, and you're gonna need something to hold the light bar. So what I wanna do is create something that looks really cool and flowing up the front of the record bed and kind of hugs the cab itself, you know, the shape of the cab, and just kind of all flows together. It looks really cool at a distance away from the vehicle. Got my chipboard, got my big-ass scissors. I want one column that comes up out of the bed, up, and kind of holds the light bar here. So I'm gonna go with this width all the way down. Put the winch up here, see what's up. Might make it go into a winch mount or something. But I can't cover too much or it won't cover that. It would protrude out.
That's gonna have boxed in and just the...
Yeah, it'd be better looking, right?
Cool, yeah.
Let me go draw it back there. If it don't fall, it means it's good. Got something for you, bud. Every car we do, I want the attention being drawn from a ways away. Like you see it and you go, oh man, I really need to go check it out. That's always the point of when you're creating something like this, but you don't want it to look totally brand new and totally two different trucks blended into one. So we're creating a cool looking record bed that goes with the cab. So this is just another aspect of the bed that's gonna be created to go with the whole overall look.
I'm gonna start tag welding this flat bar to them. And then you can, from there you're gonna see the light bar start taking the shape.
Jesse and Max did a great job cleaning these up, welding them, doing everything that they did over there. So we're gonna throw them in the truck right now, and we'll build everything to the truck instead of doing it on the table. That way it's right on the money, and it goes right in after we get it coated. All right, this one's level and tacked, and everything's good on this side. Jump onto the other side, make it match. So what we're trying to do here is still have access out of these windows, you know, be able to look behind you going down the road. And also it's just like a cool factor of being able to snake these in between and all that and keep the open look of the back windows and everything. All right, so when we initially put it up there, we noticed that it was kind of slanted back a little bit, and we didn't really like the look of that. So cut a 1/4 inch off the front of this. We're gonna throw it back up there, check it one more time. It should be good this time. This is gonna be a really cool factor to the truck. You know, with Bill's idea, I think it's gonna look great, and it's not something that you can just go purchase and buy. And with all this going on, he's still got that one extra little touch, you know? It looks awesome. I like it. It's gonna look sweet with all the lights cut in there and all lit up and going. And this is a really, really cool addition. I like that.
Woo. This is that new one, huh?
Yep.
23 GMC Denali.
You've had it on order for a while. I heard you barely got it in.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of tradition around here to get a new shop truck once a year or so. You know, we're a custom shop, so the truck's definitely not gonna stay stock for long. We gotta keep up with the latest and greatest and show people what they need.
Well, when I was walking up, I see you have that look in your eye.
Definitely gonna need your help on this one. You know, it's a 23 model truck, but I don't wanna leave it stock. When we're out driving around in it, going to shows, pulling a big trailer with it, you know, it represents the shop, right? Of course, I wanted to make it big in the front. I want to lift this one. You know, I want to lift it about 12 inches.
Whew, yeah. The good thing about that is it's going to be an easy find for me. Back in my hometown, Bakersfield, there's a lift kit company that specializes in those type of lifts. I could reach out to them and bring some of California into Texas.
All right, well, earn your keep around here, right? We'll see how good you are on that. 12 inch in the front, and, you know, I can't use a kit on the back. We're gonna have to build a 4-link with big bags, because I still want to pull that big trailer we have, you know, and be able to load it down. I like the roof rack on the Baja truck. So I want to go ahead and put one on here also. I know it's gonna suck, so I probably can't go through the drive-throughs anymore, but...
You know, with the 12-inch lift, you're not gonna be able to go through drive-throughs anyway, so...
But I want a lot of lighting on it too, man, so get a bunch of lights coming, under lights, roof rack lights. You know, we gotta see at night. You know, I want to replace the bumper with the new one, lighting on that, get rid of the little pontoon running boards, man. Let's put retractable steps on it, lighting all underneath, and, you know, of course, wheels.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. If we're going that big, you have to be doing something big with the wheels.
26s for sure. I want an all black wheel because I don't want to have to polish.
Yeah.
And I got some ideas for the back.
Of course you do.
It's a 1-ton truck, but a single wheel, but I want to make it into a dually. I've been looking for all black dually for quite some time, but there's just none out there. So the advantage of having a custom shop, we're gonna make one. And you know, it's not gonna work with the bed, so I'm gonna pull this bed off and put a CM bed on it. You know, a nice flat bed, something that looks really cool. And with the CM bed, man, you know, I don't like the taillights that come in it, that trailer style light. You know, I want to change that. So I'm thinking, pull these taillights out and put these taillights in the CM bed.
What?
So,
okay.
So I think this would be pretty cool and give it that cool custom look too.
So I got a lot of work ahead of myself to make this represent the company, and it's gonna be a challenge to get all this stuff.
Well, yeah, we want it quick too, man. I want all this done before the plates come in.
Oh, so you needed stuff like yesterday.
Let's get it, man.
Well, I gotta get going then and get some stuff ordered.
Let's make it happen. We customize all sorts of things around here. And when we get a new shop truck, we gotta customize it too. We can't be rolling around with some stock truck. A lot of people are afraid just to take apart a new truck, you know, just getting a new car in, blowing it totally apart, and just getting after it. You know, it's good for everybody at Extensive too, you know, seeing what the manufacturers have surprised us with this year. Brand new, latest technology, latest model. What's different from last year to this year? It only makes for a stronger team around here. It's cool to be able to work on the latest and greatest, but it's also really cool to drive around in the latest and greatest.
I see you got the truck in here. I know it's time. You can't keep nothing stock for very long.
You know it wasn't gonna be long for sure.
That ain't your style.
Well, you gotta have something new, you know. 2023, start off the show season real soon, man. We gotta have something new, fresh.
Always.
That's what we got, 2023.
GMC Denali.
Hell yeah.
Got a plan.
All right.
Man, I wanna lift it.
Okay.
I wanna make it super tall.
Okay.
About 12-inch lift on this.
That's pretty good.
One of the first things we're gonna do is get rid of everything on the front.
Okay.
And Carlos found a cool kit in his hometown. We're gonna unbolt everything.
Okay.
And just install the kit in the front to save us some time. You know, this is gonna be cool. You know, I wanted a dual-wheel truck, but couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Make it a dually.
All right.
And I wanna put a flatbed on it. So give it that totally different look.
I see where you're going with this. I know already that we're just not gonna put a stock bed on here and bolt it down. All the bells and whistles, you know.
Well, it's one thing I want to do is the headache rack that they come with. I don't like the styling of it, so we're gonna change that up for sure.
Okay.
And on the rear, what we're gonna do is just cut everything out of the back and install big 4-link on the back and, you know, these pontoons on here. You have that. You gotta have retractable steps.
Yeah. Nice.
Once we're all done with that, we're gonna powder coat everything.
Man, I can already see this already. Way up there, out there, and bright.
Yeah.
Well, let me get Art, man. I'll get this thing started tearing it down.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right. All right, man. You know, this is our new shop truck.
It's nice. I'm excited.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
But first things first, let's go ahead and get this bumper off so we can get this bed off, get this out the way so we can get everything cleaned out from underneath it.
Go give him a kiss.
Okay, I think you should be able to pull it now. Ready? All the way in the back. Art and I just got the bed off. We're gonna go ahead and pull a spare tire now. Once we get that down, go ahead and take those steps off. We'll be able to rack the truck. Once the truck's racked, supported, we'll be able to start pulling that front end apart. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull the rear end. Then we'll have the clean slate we were talking about.
Let me tilt it down right there. All right. One of the big parts of making the boom for the 52 record is getting that placement right. Yeah.
I'm just gonna set that right there so you kind of just keep a hand on it. So
Yeah.
you go grab that other one real quick.
Okay.
Just stand it up.
Up a little bit, right there. Good.
Both of them need to be spread out. Push the whole thing that way a little bit. Yeah, we'll drop a plumb bob here in a minute, but just for now.
It's perfect.
Tack it. Definitely need to go up a little bit.
All right.
It looks like a damn record. This is where all the hard work really starts to pay off. You know, all the hard work in the bed, all the hard work in the frame finally come together, and being able to put the boom into place, you can really tell what it's gonna be. It's gonna be just a cool, sleek, hot rod record.
All right, so we come up with another cool design to go with this boom. We want another wheel to where we can hide our winch line through the center of the boom, and you don't see it from the side, just kind of hanging out in thin air. So we want to put it in here like that. We'll have a through bolt going through, and this will all be boxed. That way, whenever you look at it from the bottom or the top, all you see is the floating wheel on the inside, and the bolt will be internal. We'll box this all in, get this welded up, get cleaned up and grinded, and then we'll fit it up to the boom.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah, that looks good.
All right.
Until you make something like the boom on our 52 record, you don't really know what it takes. There's a whole lot of unique parts and pieces that go into making something like this. Brian's making one more. Custom braces to hold that boom exactly where it's supposed to be.
Right now, we're gonna make some turnbuckles, get a rolled pipe in here, get that same arch as our light bar rack here, and put 2 heims on the end. We'll have a turnbuckle system, so this can actually go up or down. So first thing here, we're gonna roll some pipe now that we got our arch, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah. Let me see that bad boy. Go find some Dom. Fanciest bandsaw I've ever ran.
All right, right there.
50?
Yeah, 50's fine. Something at the same time? All right, we'll take that one back there to the sander.
Okay.
Let it rest like that. And then hold it kind of at an angle. Hey, make sure it's gonna keep on rolling the whole time, all right?
Okay.
I'm gonna go roll this. Whenever you're running this, just go a little at a time. We'll roll it right to our template that we have made here. Then we can cut off the ends. 26 minus 8.
18.
So they need to be 18 inches long.
Looks pretty straight. All right, now we got our pieces cut. Throw some bungs in it and some heims. We got our bars tacked up. Let's go try them out and see how they fit. Come on. There we go.
All right, so now that Dustin and I got the bars made, you can kind of see the direction that we want to go with. You can see the little slight arch in it. We'll get this bolted in. These will go on the floor here for a through bolt. Our boom will be done after them.
We got our boom braces done. They're looking really nice. Both sets of tabs installed. So not only do the boom braces look great, they're also functional. So you can adjust it up and down. Every time we add a piece to this truck, it just keeps getting cooler and cooler.
You know, as busy as we are, we're down a shop truck. So we got to balance making this 23 Denali as cool as possible, but getting it back to work as soon as possible. So to save some time, Carlos really came through today and sourced a front lift kit.
As you can see, we've got the suspension parts on the truck taken out. This is part of the new lift kit that will give the truck up to a foot of lift. All right, first things first, this is gonna be the first piece we install. 2 bolts, 1 on each end. I line up my bolt holes, pass my bolt through. Now that I got my first piece put in, I'm gonna start with the second one. We'll be able to continue on the assembly of the new front end.
You need some help, man?
Yeah, I can use a little help here.
Where you at right now?
Right now, I already took out the front differential.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm gonna mount these drop brackets in place.
Okay.
So, just figuring out exactly how they're gonna get configured and where the bolts are going in. Once we have the drop brackets in place, we'll be able to mount the differential back.
Let's do the other side real quick.
The whole purpose of these things is to make up for the new distance that's gonna be added on underneath the suspension of the truck.
All right, man, what do you think? First shot?
Sure.
Go ahead. I'm gonna fight you. You got one in?
Yes, sir. This bolt's in.
Okay, so we got our differential, and now you can see the distance, how much we've stretched this differential from the frame. You can see about a foot right here. That's our drop down. That's actually gonna lift the truck up higher, bringing this down. So the next step is we'll go ahead and put our connectors in for our supports right there. Once we do that, then we'll be on control arms. Okay, so it's gotta dip down for right here. Okay, let's go ahead and hang an arm. All right, so we got that drop down. Then we're gonna go ahead and do control arms. We are ready to hang a spindle. Slacks, upper, spindles. We got our hub. It's easier to hang the bottom than pick it up and set the top in. What's up, dude? Yes. Yeah. Be a bird, baby. Okay, so we got our drop downs on. We got our upper control arm, our lower control arm, our spindle, our hub. You know, we were way up there before. Now we're down here. I mean, this right here, just kind of see how much more we've lifted the truck from just looking at this spindle right here. Okay, so this is looking good. Our next step is to get rid of the torsion keys, and we're gonna put our strut bars in. But once we do that, you'll start seeing everything tying together on the frame.
You know, when it comes to custom, nothing is ever easy.
Here you go. I don't want it.
Even when we're not building the parts, like on the front suspension on the 23 Denali, it still takes a ton of tweaking to get it right.
Look at everything else done in the front. So now all we need to do is drop this torsion bar bracket down. All right, let's set this down for now. We have a mount right here. This is gonna let us bring it down right parallel with the lower control arm. Get our torsion bar in. Everything will be nice and parallel, lined up perfectly. Look at that, right in. Basically, your torsion bar takes place of your coil spring, because this is a four-wheel drive. There's no place for the axle to go, so it's a CV joint. So you can't put a spring in between that CV joint, so you use torsion bars. I got my torsion keys in here now. This is gonna preload the lower control arm, so it won't fold up into itself. Basically, a bolt runs through here, puts tension on this torsion key, and it twists the control arm up or down. Cool. Okay, so we got our new shock with our reservoir, spacer. We're gonna bolt it up to our upper shock mount, and then we'll bolt it up to our lower control arm. Cool. I'm real happy with this setup. Everything's supported, tied in together. You know, we got 10 to 12 inches of lift. Now we're gonna blow it apart, send it to powder coat. Cool. Let's get that shock out real quick.
We're off to a good start on the Denali, but we still have a lot more to come.
Think, hammer, knock it through.
Custom rear suspension, the lift, bed fabrication.
Will it stand?
And since I couldn't get a stock dually, we're gonna make it one. This isn't the first shop truck we customized, and it won't be the last. Here you go. Just throw that up there. I get a clamp to clamp it up there.
All right.
Today's the kind of day it gets me excited. We finished all the custom parts for the 52 record boom. It's actually dangling in the middle of the hitch. Now we can mock it up. John milled out some cool little pieces for our record sling. I gave him a little template. He made it absolutely perfect to it. This is gonna be the top part of the record sling. We're gonna hook to the cable itself. Let it kind of dangle back here. We got it?
Yeah.
Pull it. All right. And we got a lower piece here that connects to the bed itself. So I'm just kind of let this top piece kind of dangle. Set it right here. Okay. Let the bottom piece kind of hang out where it's gonna look the best at. Figure out our length of our sling. Just come down a little bit. Right there. We're at a really, really good spot on this build. It's all finally coming together. All that hard work, all that cutting, welding, grinding, grinding, and grinding, and grinding. It's finally starting to pay off. Got everything mocked up on the truck itself. Made sure everything looks cool, looks good in proportion to the bed itself. So went and had this rubber matting all water jetted out. So it's gonna fit in here perfectly. Well, what you think? Man, it looks good, good, good. I'm ready to haul a car. Cool, man. Well, let's get it on the truck.
Let's go.
Never built a record bed before, never built a record boom before, never built a record sling before. But seeing it all together, man, it looks cool. And pretty much all the metal work's done back here. Only thing left to do, man, is pull it all apart. We can go ahead and pull the bed off.
All right, you're clear.
Grind, weld. And we still got a little bit more fab work on the cab itself. Parts off the blast, parts off the paint. Powder coat the chassis. Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
The handmade bed back from powder coat. The guys in the body shop are gonna get it all body worked and ready for paint.
All right, we just got this record bed back from powder coat. We about to get started on the body work. We got a lot of welds we gotta cover and it's gonna take a while, but we're here. The reason we had this bed powder coated first is because the powder coat actually, it lasts a lot longer than the solvents that we usually use, like the primers and sealers and stuff. It basically gave us a real hard armor to start with, and Bill wants this to last like forever, so straight from powder coat, straight to body work, then we get the primer. And we'll get to the color in a minute.
So what got me into fabricating was actually welding school. Didn't even honestly like welding at first. The only reason I did it was to get out of school early in high school. I got out at 11 o'clock, 3 days a week. Man, that was great for me. I didn't like it all the way through school. And then I actually got a job. We were really small-time shop. There's a lot of farmers and oil field work around. Learned a lot of good stuff. We built a lot of cool cars and trucks, you know, bagged a few vehicles, lifted some trucks, learned how to fabricate there, you know, really grew my skills and my interest in vehicles and building parts for them as well. So working here, man, it's awesome. I learned a lot from Bill. Jamie and Ryan and all the guys out here, they've been teaching me a ton. It's almost like high school football compared to the pros, you know. Now that I'm here, just want to keep getting better, raising the bar, just keep learning, keep building, keep cranking out these awesome cars. 5 years, hopefully I can be at the level of these guys here.
You know, when I think back all the handmade things we've done on this 52 record, frame, suspension, bed, and now the boom and sling, we're talking hours and hours and hours of work. Now, I couldn't be more proud of what we made as fabricators. Because it's a show truck, tow truck, we're gonna go with a really dynamic color that'll show off all that metal work. So it landed on a really cool looking indigo blue.
I got the cab in the booth so we can get that first coat on. All right, we got our first coat of seal on. We're gonna give it a few minutes, let it tack off, and then I'll come back with my second coat. Well, you can actually see if you missed any spots. This is gonna be real, like, light spots. That's why we're using this darker sealer over the light gray primer, so we can actually see if it's anything left out. We can easily get it. That completes the second coat. What I got here is that beautiful indigo blue. So there's a lot of pearl in that. It's a lot of metallic. It's gonna look beautiful in the sunlight. Pretty much look like we're covered for the first coat. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the second coat. We're in our last stage of this beautiful blue paint job, which is the clear coat. It gives you that gloss that you're looking for. And I'm actually gonna put 3 coats on this.
Cab's one of the only pieces that we kept off the old record. And, you know, bring it up to date, modifying the firewall, getting rid of all the old on it, and spraying that new blue. It looks really good where it's at. You know, see an old cab over rolling up in the parking lot, and what do you know? Who pops out? Brian and Ryan, paid me a little visit today.
What's up, fellas? Man, it's a good-looking truck.
Thank you very much.
What is this?
52 Ford, cab-over engine.
52 Ford,
52
huh?
Ford, yep. Got a little diesel engine in it, automatic transmission, air conditioning, power steering, and brakes.
Yeah.
Full hydraulic rollback bed on it. Pretty cool old truck.
Needs to be a little lower, but it's cool.
Yeah, there you go.
So Bill's been building this 52 Chevy tow truck show truck, and I brought my dad by. He's really eager to see it.
I'm interested in building the tow trucks. We've been building them for a long time. I'd like to see what Bill's coming up with.
You want to see it?
You bet.
All right, man. Come on, check it out.
Oh, look
Look
at
at
this.
that.
That is really
something.
nice.
Beautiful.
You know, it's been a long road to get this thing together and starting to visualize it and see all the parts together now. So far, what we see is super cool.
Pretty much all we used on this is the cab and front end and built everything else.
That's absolutely amazing, man. I don't know how you
Beautiful.
keep coming up with this.
Man, that's a ton of work just to get it to here, for sure.
I really like that firewall and how clean that is. What you've done to the dash, you're keeping it in that same era, but modernizing it.
Yeah, man, this thing's really gonna be something cool when it's going down the road.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be over the top, man.
Yeah.
Is that the original bed?
Every piece of that's all handmade. There's nothing original on that whatsoever. Started building a frame on top of the frame that we built and just kind of cladded it with sheet metal and just kind of step back, look at it, see how it kind of come about, you know what I mean? Just adding a piece here, getting back, look at it, adding another piece, and just start building like that.
It flows really good, and I like how you kept it in that same era, but bringing it more modern, hot roddy. I mean, this thing is really nice. It's beautiful.
You know, I stopped by your shop a while back and got some inspiration for a boom, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you what I came up with.
Oh, cool.
Wow, isn't that something?
That is gorgeous. And it looks like something you'd find out of a Hot Wheels package, but for grown folk.
The boom looks like a boomerang is what it looks like.
Yeah, man. We couldn't just go with like just some old school pipe or something like that, or even anything modern. It's a lot of work, but I think that's the best way to do it to make this whole project come together. I'm proud of it. Every guy at the shop is proud of it. I mean, we busted our butts on it to get it to this point. There's still a ton of work. You know, once we get the frame back from the powder coater, fuel lines, brake lines, air lines, all the electrical, all the new interior, we're still going uphill on this one for sure.
We had to take this around to the tow shows. This thing's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to get it all complete. I can't wait for that day of the test drive comes. I know the customer's gonna be super, super happy about this, and I can't wait to give it to him. I can't wait to get this done.
So, man, was that old John Cena's Bugatti over there?
Yeah, man.
Ain't many of them out there, man.
No, man.
It's gonna be
no.
a tough one.
Yeah, the old Bugatti, they're real hard to find, hard to see. It's going to be a real job to make this one come out.
It's been taking me a little while to kind of get a plan of what we're building. You know, I just don't want to throw a bunch of parts at it and here's your car. You know, I want to give him something really, really cool, really unique, and, you know, something he can be proud of. I finally have a plan for the Bugatti, and a bay is opening up. And just like the Wrecker, it's going to be a lot of work. Once that car is done and complete, that's just one more project like this that's just going to keep us on top and just get people talking about it one more time.
Yeah, let us know when it's all done. We'll come back and check it out.
Yeah, man, Brian can buy us lunch.
Man, we'd appreciate that.
We can do that. Come out of your check, but
that sounds like
I
a
can
plan.
do that.